Hi, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. This is the free VIP podcast.
Yay.
Toby, happy Thanksgiving.
I know. So I'm happy that we did this. I really wanted to do a free show for Thanksgiving, kind of to give thanks for everything that's going on in the market now, because what you're grateful for returns twofold. And I'm looking for some at least twofold on things. How about you?
I would take
tenfold.
I would settle
Let's
for the.
be extra grateful then, right?
Right. Let's be extra grateful. I would definitely be happy. I would settle short term for the market not shitting on itself. Oops, I can't say that. It's not behind the paywall. We are grateful for all of our customers and our viewers.
Yes.
Needless to say,
Thank you.
we appreciate your business and we hope you have a really, really happy Thanksgiving, no matter where you are.
Yep, we're celebrating the incoming Santa rally, I think is what you like to call it.
Right, that's what they call it in stonks.
So we're gonna be on the nice list, not the naughty list. So make sure you're on the nice list so you get the Santa rally.
Right, subscribe to our VIP area so you get all of our research. We definitely want to have you all on board. We're also celebrating 1 year of having the YouTube VIP memberships.
It went fast.
Right, it went fast. And December 2nd is the 3-year anniversary of the channel.
Wow.
3 years.
Gosh, it's gone really fast.
Right.
But we're having so much fun. That's
right.
Why.
We're having so much fun.
Yeah. And we hope you are having fun too. Those of you who join us on a regular basis.
Right. And we are gonna give you kind of a preview of what we do. We are gonna dive into a combination of using science fiction to predict crypto coins and portfolios. What will the AI agents and robots like?
Yeah, so I'm training a few models.
Right. You're going to tell us. I'm going to ask you, tell us all about
narrative. Yeah.
So we're going to skip the disaster. Normally we do something called disaster corn, as in corn on the cob, but we're going to skip that today because we want to get to what we do. Stuff. Toby's got some great stuff. So Toby, tell us what you've been up to. Tell us all about the Corona Mystica. First of all, tell them where you're from. You're from 2050.
Oh, like where I live? I'm not giving out my address. Who knows who will show up at my door? Yeah. So I wrote the novel based on some future trends I see going on in AI. And then I trained an agent to look at these trends and kind of help sort out a portfolio. So what I've been working on lately, lots of things I like to work on. I'm working on a sentiment engine next, which will be really fun. And I'm hoping I'll be able to give everybody free access to that. That would be very interesting. But what I've been working on lately, because the market's kind of been in the dumps and not a lot of things. I mean, there's always something popping off. That's what's great about our show, is I always find things that are popping off, even in a really dead market. We saw quite a few coins. I'm sure you can list off some of the stuff that's gone 20, 30%, even when Bitcoin was down. So we're operating off of that theory that even if, the big coins are slow or dead, that there's always something interesting that you can invest in. But for the past couple of weeks, because I'm expecting this rally to come, it's what I predicted earlier this year. I've been wanting to talk about the narrative behind the Corona Mystica, which I kind of gave you an overview of.
Corona Mystica is like your world.
It's the world, of the future. And the basic coins that you should look at to maybe add to your portfolio so that you're prepared for what's coming next with the AI and all of the changing. And I'm constantly adding to this, not just the portfolio, but the narrative, so that you understand what to look for and the waves that we expect to come up in the future for future investing. Right?
Okay,
Does
so
that make sense?
that's a good overview. So your book is Traders versus Evil Hedge Funds in Space, right? With
Yeah.
several girl characters.
Yeah.
That's kind of an oversimplification, I guess. But
it is. It
right.
is.
And Chronomystica, that's like the Toby metaverse.
We have girls and guys.
Right.
But that are
Girls and guys
wonderful
fighting
guys.
the evil hedge fund.
Yeah. Yeah. And the evil AI that
Right.
takes over. So, yeah. So why are we building the rails if I believe that there's a potential for evil AI? Because I also believe there's a potential for a lot of good. And I want to set everybody up for this future. Right now, I think what's going on in the market is really compounding the fear. But the talk over the last 2025, the big talk has been the AI doom cycle, right?
Right.
And in the beginning, I think people got a little more afraid, and now they're just becoming complacent as the usage of ChatGPT has gone up. It's like your friendly neighborhood robot, right? So
Right.
yeah, I have a friend who uses it as a therapist, and everything. Just wait, I use it a lot too, but people are just using it for normal things all the time now, and so I don't think people are freaking out about it, but I do think one trend that's going to come up, it started popping up already, like with the privacy stuff, right? And so I think a big trend next year is going to be the privacy and data ownership, which I lump into one big thing, right? So that's just a hint of stuff to look for that's going to take off next year. Okay, I lost my train of thought there.
No, we're gonna get a head start.
I don't think I've had enough coffee.
Yeah, we're gonna get a head start on all of this today. We're gonna be talking about coins that will take off now, and then coins that might take off after a dip next year.
Yeah.
And we can look at a broader sci-fi portfolio that Toby has.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea of how we look at coins. And then
if you want the specific roadmap, then
you got to join the premium.
You got to join the premium. Yeah. When I usually forecast about 3 to 6 months out, with 3 months being the strongest.
Right. So if you need a roadmap in crypto,
that's where you go.
We're it. She's it. We're it.
And we look at a lot of. We're not going to do that today, but one of my favorite things to do is to look at these baby caps, I call them, these new projects coming up that I think are going to be trending and important for the next 30 to 90 days. And we've had a really good track record with finding those and using the AI to kind of narrow them down and give us some really good picks. I mean, one that we talked about was Caspa, and that's up.
Right. Well, Caspa's been up 15% every day this week, right? Because we were talking about layer ones that machines will use. So it was like TIA, Injective, and Caspa.
Yeah.
They were the layer ones that got this whole thing started back in 2023.
Yes.
So we're really interested in that. And then sort of the pumpkin pie for today is I used Toby's world building framework, and I pointed it at American-made cryptos, and I said, which American-made cryptos would a swarm of AI agents be interested in?
Yeah, because one of the narratives in the story, and what I'm talking about, is the AI trading, right, which is coming very, very soon. So we're looking at, and on our next private show on the premium channel, we are going to talk a lot about AI trading, and that's going to be really fun because I'm building a report for it right now, which I gave you a sneak peek of, but it's not good. It's not done yet.
Okay. All right. Well,
but it's good to to talk about these swarms, because what AI thinks are good investments is not the same as what humans think. and it's all in a lot of it's how you train your model, right? But this is the future, so it's good to start getting advice right now.
Right. Even though it's not investment advice, but we do have comedy. So do you want to tell them the story about how you kind of ranted me out of losing it when Bitcoin fell below 90? And I was like, oh my God, I'm about to stop out and never come back. Do you remember?
I said a lot of things. What struck you the most about what I said? I mean, because what I remember saying as impactful might not have been what you said. And if we have any members here, they may have thought something else. I mean, I talk a lot about conviction, right? Conviction and knowing why you're in the market. If you don't know why you're in the market, or if you have a short-term view of looking at the market, you're going to get screwed because it changes. It's like I think of the market trends and the coins in the market like waves coming off the ocean, right? And so you can stand in one spot and hope that it doesn't touch you, but the tide comes in and out. Each wave, you can have waves go here and then here, and all of these coins are acting like these waves, like you've said before.
Sectors.
cycles and sectors moving through. So if you don't know the tide, which is the overall picture, right, and you're just standing there, then you don't get to complain when your feet get wet. And if the tide is really big and you get out of the market, then when do you jump back in? When the tide is all the way back out there, you're starting at a very difficult point. So
right. So yeah. So Toby helped keep us all off the ledge.
So what did I say that really moved your opinion about getting out of the market?
Well, I mean, you started off with all this talk about the end of the cycle and everyone attacking Michael Saylor's average price at 75K was BS. And then when you said that, I started to look at my charts and I'm like, well, it went past 99 and it went past 94 and then it went past 90. I mean, that's the overshoot of the overshoot of the overshoot. And then you're sitting here talking about conviction and about puking your position into a low.
Yeah, I just don't see that as a good thing to do. Yeah.
Right. It's you sent me a podcast where that was like a wealth destruction event.
And I think for me, what I think I said was most impactful about how to look at these lows. For me, I always look at it as, oh my God, this summer, if somebody told you that you were going to be able to pick up Bitcoin for less than $100, you would be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait because it's at 120, right?
Right.
And but I think the turning point in how you have to look at it is when you mentioned that you wanted to sell. I think we said it on the show too, and I was like, okay, do you 100% believe that it will never go back up to 120 again? And you said, no, it'll go back. Well, then why not wait for that and sell then, right? If you know that 100% it's going to go back, because what you're doing is chasing a bottom, trying to find that low. And what you'll do is miss the rising action of the top. I don't think it's ever a good idea to sell at the bottom. Timing tops is tricky, but if you're if you want to be a day trader and go in and out of markets, then you should be doing it at the top, not at the bottom. You have a better percentage. You have a better. So if you had sold at like 90 something, then you missed the total bottom, which was 80 something, right? And now it's already above that. And so you'd be chasing that next top and you probably end up losing money, because a lot of times it moves when you're asleep, and then you sold at 90 and then you're getting back in at 94. Well, you just lost money. It's so dumb to chase a bottom selling, right? It's good to chase a bottom for buying, but I heard a trader say once, and I think if you're going to trade, I'm not a big trader. I like to play these small coins because that's a lot of fun. It is a lot of babysitting though. But if you can get, the last 5 to 10% of a bottom for buying and 5 to 10% of the top for selling, that's good. That's good timing, right? If you're going to do it. And like I said, most traders lose money over time. And when you hear these people on the internet and they're talking about, oh, I made this on this, they're not telling you about all the things they lost money on. Statistically, it is very difficult to make a lot of money trading. So,
Right. Well, fortunes are made by buying low and selling too early.
yeah,
That's one saying.
And
so I mean,
yeah,
talk to me.
and long term, I think just to be in this market, because we're so early days, don't chase bottoms. We're so early days of where this is going. We're building this platform of the future. It would be as if, like Apple. I know I have a few friends who got into Apple really, really early. If they had sold and then come back and then sold and then come back every time, they thought it was going to bottom out or something, they'd have lost money. But they believed in the project and they loved Apple, so they put money in Apple. And one of my friends made 30 million just on Apple alone because he got in really early. And he's like, "Oh, I got an iPhone. I love my iPhone, so I'm all in." And he put not very much money in it, but has made 30 million over the years, maybe more than that now, 40 million. So he made money by not getting out, and letting it float all the way up. If you believe Bitcoin, I believe Bitcoin is going to be bigger than most of these technology stocks because, with blockchain, we are building the foundation that all of the new technology is going to run on, right? So right now, everything we're hearing is about, building these data centers, which is good, but and I'll probably do a whole report on the importance of data and how that's going to work out. We had a little sneak peek from Elon in the last week talking about putting data centers out into space and
Right.
on the moon, which is really cool. And it is going to happen. So the cost of it is way more effective. But that's all the narrative is around. Well, that's just the juice, right? There's infrastructure, there's all this other stuff that needs to be built, and it's not really being addressed yet. And all of that will have to be decentralized because that's just the only way that it can work.
Right. And then those coins are coming up pretty much right after we welcome some people.
Yeah, let's welcome everybody. I'm talking too much.
So no puking into the lows, right? There's nothing more loathsome in crypto than the late stage bear. If retail buys the top or you buy the top because you're excited, that's forgivable because hope springs eternal. But if you get negative on people at the low, like you said, people sold at 80 and she's right. People are going to pay 95 to get back in, particularly if today's dip gets bought, right?
Yeah.
And then we can talk about that maybe. But we have Yav is here. Welcome our members. Hal Lopez.
Hello.
Alpha Video. The
Nice.
time changed. A new guy. Howdy.
Howdy.
Zapetis is here. Welcome. Right. We have Vape King 466 going, whoa. I think he likes your market outlook.
Nice.
and your wardrobe.
No.
Vape King says cute hair.
Oh, thank you.
Tring Foru is also here. Bill trying to not look down. Yeah, her eyes are up here. I got it. I understand.
We get some weird stuff on the free show.
We've done this before. Good afternoon from the UK.
Oh, hello.
Welcome and good morning to both of you.
Yes.
Again, like 25 Wrecked Degen. Bill with the Riz. I have no idea what the Riz is, but sir, we are glad to have Wrecked.
Flirting. The Riz.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? You learn something new every day. God's Tosha, happy Thanksgiving.
Hello.
Gary Stewart is also here. Welcome, sir. Okay,
Nice.
so let's go from complicated to simple.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay.
So
I'll drink more coffee.
Toby
Yes, that's me.
Toby makes reports,
Sometimes.
and then I make reports from her reports. Okay, so this is TLDR for a podcast, but this is an example of the type of report that Toby will write, right? That will give you things like infrastructure, agent frameworks, and a lot of science fiction, and then connects it to crypto. And then I take those models and narrow it down. However, it may be good to read you some coins for new people who haven't heard some of our frameworks,
Well,
right?
let's talk about the spine, because that's a small one. I think there's like 9 coins in there.
Okay.
Do you know where the spine is?
No.
It was one of the first ones. I don't know. You redid it into your format, so it might not be there.
No, this is your report.
Oh, then it's a different report.
Okay. All right. So let's try,
because we're not going to do. This is the time frame one, and I wanted to talk about the first report, which had the spine on it.
All right. Well, we're gonna do the infrastructure phase. So how do agents, how does this build on itself over time? This is my translation. So there's a veil right up here, which is like cross-chain everything, particularly in the ETH universe, 25 million market cap. There's Celestia, Tia, Eganware, Arweave, which we've liked for a long time, and, not entirely sexy, but Chainlink can go to 100. That's our opinion. Now, next for 2026 to 2028, okay, what Toby calls the acceleration phase, and then I'll tell you why you care about 2026 to 2028 in a minute. But we have Tau, the artificial superintelligence token. We have Ocean, which is data. We have Akash, which is data. We have Render, which is computing power for like the metaverse. And we have Nillion. Now, why do you care about 2025 to 2028 coins? So I'll take this screen share off and we'll just talk to you for just a minute.
Okay.
So in 10 words or less, if we're going to have kind of like a little bit of a mania, a little bit of a banana zone, as Toby's boyfriend, Raoul Paul says, okay, a little bit of banana zone. What they're going to do is they may price AI for perfection. They may ramp things that are good now and things that'll be good 2 years from now. So all those coins that I just rattled off, if our forecast is right, they may moon the present and they may moon the near future.
Yeah.
All right. So that's why I read some of those coins, and there's more coins. Now, if I may, this is the section where we call it the book report. I'm keeping this really light, super light for you. So the coins that should do good now. So I just read you 8, and we'll give you the top 2.
Oh,
right. That's Tau, right? Because Tau comes up everywhere as decentralized chat GPT.
I've been really hot on Tau for the last 2 weeks. So my spidey senses. Ew.
Right. It's traveling in a square range. If you look at the overall history, it looks like synthetics back before the DeFi takeoff 5 years ago. And then ironically, the model is into a veil, which again is like a very small cross-chain, like a cross-chain and interoperability, go from ETH to Arbitrum to Optimism type of thing. So here's just the Veil website. This is kind of what we do. We'll look at websites and we'll say, yay or nay based on the quality of the website.
Oh, that's a great image.
Right. There's a great image. Right. Love that.
Cross-chain. Well, I've been talking about cross-chains, the importance of cross-chains for the past couple of years.
Right.
So they're finally kind of catching on in a big way. And so I do think that's a really good narrative to focus on for this coming year, 2026.
Okay.
So,
and then
great.
Ironically, if there's like, I don't know, we're calling it maybe the everything crash next year.
Yeah.
Right. At some point when, they find out about the interesting accounting in, these big tech stocks, if crypto gets dragged down with that, what comes back quickest?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll probably cover that when we get a little closer to it in detail in January, February. So as we get closer to the event horizon, we can see the movement of the coins within that narrative. So it's like the tide is going out, right?
Right.
And we can see these mini coins. So the overall trend is the tide will go out, right? But within that, there's still waves coming up, right? So that's what we like to focus on when the tide is moving out. But we don't have to worry about that now because we haven't even had the tide move in yet. So we're waiting.
Right. We're waiting for the big wave up.
Mm-hmm.
But on the dip, we like ETH, believe it or not. So like the biggest thing to buy on the dip is
like
ETH
right now.
and Arbitrum. I know you're a big fan.
I think it's super, super, super. ETH and Solana are both super undervalued, but especially ETH. So
and then we've been showing you Egan Cloud.
Yeah.
Right. That's the other kind of like BTFD. Let me not interrupt you. So, Sol and ETH, are they undervalued? Are they boring? Are they done?
Are we sharing screen? Or?
No, we're not.
Oh,
we're done sharing Egan layer because that was one of the dip coins.
I do like Egan layer.
And you were telling us about Solana and ETH being undervalued.
So when everything goes down, like right now, so the tide is out, right? This is a really good time to focus on, which is why I wanted to talk about the spine today, right? The things that are going to hold up the future platform, right? And the biggest of those three is Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana, right? Excuse me.
Good one.
Drinking coffee too fast. No, drinking coffee too fast.
We haven't even had the turkey yet. All right.
Yeah. So with them being as down as they are, I think this is a really great time. I'm, constantly buying more of them. The more they go down, the more I buy, because I know, just like I told you with Bitcoin, I know for sure they will at least hit their previous high. So there's a spread in there that I can guarantee. They're not dying. They're not going away. If they go down a little bit more, I don't care. I just buy more, right? But right now they're down relative to their high. So I can bank on that spread. That's how I think of it, right? Like we'll look at Bitcoin as 120. I know it's going to hit 120 again. You know why? It's surpassed every single other previous high that it ever has. So we can look at the history of it for over 10 years and go, when has Bitcoin not hit its previous high? It may take some time, right? But when is it not? Never not surpassed its previous high. So I'm looking at a nice little spread there, right? If it's 80, 90, and I know for sure it'll hit 120. How do I know? Because it's done it before. Not only has it hit it. So I'm that's not even a gamble for me. I'd like to say I'm gambling on that, but it's not even a gamble because I know with, barring an alien invasion or, and there's an alien invasion. The last thing I'm going to worry about is my Bitcoin, right? Because I'm in far worse trouble than that, right? But barring some gigantic catastrophic worldwide event, it will hit its previous high. If not surpass it, it will surpass it. But so that's an easy gamble, right? And I love easy gambles. Same with ETH and Solana. I know it's going to go up. I know it will at least hit its previous high, not surpass. So anytime it's below its high, that's a guaranteed income right there. A guaranteed percentage up.
All right. And by the way, this is not investment advice. This is an opinion show.
I'm talking about me.
So nothing is guaranteed, although Miss Toby and her clairvoyant abilities allow her to have a certain level of conviction which we wanted to share with you today.
Yes, because it's Thanksgiving. And so we're going to give you some things to be thankful for in a market that doesn't feel like you should be thankful for anything. So bookmark this day, which is easy. It's Thanksgiving, right? And then come back and talk to me in 3 months and we'll see where you are, especially if you follow the show. Then you'll talk to me every week.
Right. If you join the YouTube member area,
you can talk to me
right,
every week if you want.
Don't sleep on Linea. Okay. Something that we have not looked at.
Yeah, let's look at it.
You want to look at it?
Sure. I love looking at new coins. It's my favorite thing, researching new projects that I find interesting. The last one that I got really excited about was the Intuition, and it went up huge. I loved that.
Farmer
concept.
Sam Forrest is here.
Hello.
Going to join Patreon on the next dip.
Nice.
Appreciate that.
Nice.
Okay, here comes Linea. Okay, 305 market cap with a rounding bottom.
Looks pretty. What is the time frame on that chart?
3 months.
Okay. Can you pull it out a little bit? Oh, this is
relatively new.
What's our start date? Oh, okay. I love asking questions.
Our start date is September 10th.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So we've already had the two big spikes, right?
Right.
And then kind of a rounding bottom going down, which I like rather than a flat line, over a longer term. So
okay,
I like that.
The layer 2 where Ethereum wins.
Yeah, and if you believe that Ethereum's coming back, then this is also a really good coin for that.
Okay.
I think.
All right, let's see if we got
what
any. All right, Damien is here.
Hello.
Liking Toby's outfit.
It's Thanksgiving.
Right. ADL is looking to unload his meme coin. I know he's gonna find what I'm about to say shocking.
Yeah, we did do a whole thing about meme coins, and I have another report coming up around what I think is going to replace the meme coin market.
Okay, so Rung again is asking a very big picture question.
Ooh, I love
He's
that.
like, what do you think of what they call the BTC pairs? Right. In other words, big altcoins versus Bitcoin. Like, which is better in the short term? Is it Bitcoin or is it the big altcoins? It's kind of what he's asking.
Oh, I have a really hard time with that because
it's like
personally
picking your favorite child.
Yeah, I like all of them. Right now, my personal opinion is that ETH is the most undervalued of what I like to say are my top 3 of the platform, the top 3 layer ones of the platform, because they're the biggest ones who've been around for the longest. Right. There's new layer ones coming out all the time. I've been really hot on Sui lately, but right now I think of those, ETH feels the most undervalued. So if I wanted to focus my attention in, I would never. So how I view, especially those top 3, but we're expanding it into top 9 as we build out this spine, right? But I'm going to call these top 3 the brains, the cranium, the head of it, right?
Right.
Yeah, why would I take away any of my brains? I wouldn't do that. Do you know what I mean?
I
don't rotate in those. I don't rotate in those. What goes in them stays in them. That's just how I do it. I don't. They're my bank for the future, and all I do is put more in there, and then I play. Well, we have a thing, right, that we talked about. We haven't talked about it in a little while, but it was the marry, date, flirt,
right,
with coins, right? So those are coins I'm married to, and I'm expanding that to, like five or six. They're done. We're not breaking up. We're not doing anything. We're committed, right? And then I have other coins that I see a lot of long term in, and then I have the baby caps that I play, and those are the ones I'm flirting with. I play with them to see what rises out of the rest. They move to the next level, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. It also makes sense because all the crypto people are all down on the layer ones. They're like, oh, we're only going to have one layer one in the future.
That's not true.
He's asking about one individual's asking about Polkadot. I know you're a Polkadot fan, but
Yeah.
it just
It
trades
hasn't
so
been,
horrendous.
yeah, it hasn't been doing like exciting things lately, but I still like it. So it's kind of in my dating portfolio, you know, the coins that I really like, that I see a potential for, but we're not married yet, you know.
Okay.
So we can dip in and out or keep a minimal footprint or bag,
Right.
as you like to say. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there's
So you
no-
keep your toe in because you're still dating, you know, you touch base every once in a
Right.
while, but you're not living together. You're not married to that coin.
Right. You're just dipping in and
You're-
out.
yeah.
That's exactly what you're doing.
And then
All
the
right.
baby coins I flirt with.
You flirt with the
Like-
baby coins? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we like to do small caps.
Love doing it. It's
Well,
my
it's like
I love looking at new projects because I get so excited about the future, especially if they fit into my overall narrative, you know. And we'll start talking about that a little bit more. I'm thinking about putting a course together for free that talks about the narrative so people can kind of understand the universe that I live in, which is in 2050. Right.
Right.
I'm in the
I don't think there's
hot
any
tub time
quotes
travel
around that.
machine.
Right.
Right. So, yeah, so we can talk about the narrative and why I like certain coins when they come up, or certain projects as they come up, if they fit into this narrative that I'm building. So that's another project. I think I'll finish the sentiment engine first, but also I'm working on this free course about what is the Chronomystica universe and why you can use the understanding of that to help you predict what's going to happen in the future, right? You can read the book, but it's not a path there. It's just what happens. But you can read the book. It's very good. You liked it. It's an interesting book.
Yeah, it's like good guys versus hedge funds.
It's a thriller, so it's exciting. Cyberpunk thriller.
Cyberpunks versus hedge funds.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you ready for this?
What are we doing now?
Buckle up. Okay, so I took the Chronomystica template, if you will. Okay. And I said, hey, here's a list of some of the coins that Toby came up with, you know, that 2025 to 2028, etc. Take that framework, and then we're going to point it at the American-made cryptos.
Oh, yeah.
Because there may be some favorable tax treatment coming up for American-made cryptos. I mean, they're going to have to keep at least one or two crypto promises outside the Stablecoin Act. Anyway.
Well, they will. They are going to do, you know, and I
know,
said that from the beginning.
Is,
before the election, I even said that. Remember, I talked about before the election, too. I said they're going to have to treat this new platform, which is Web3 and AI. They're really just focused on, oh, I just signed that bill, right?
Well,
it's like the space race. They're putting a lot of money into it, and we'll see some stimulus around that, right?
Okay,
because the government is actually going to do those projects. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Right. Yeah. Uncle Sugar is going to have to bail out OpenAI, and they're going to have to.
That's not what the new act is, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Uncle Sugar is going to put money into a lot of things, including your pocket. All right. So we have coins that have the highest probability of going parabolic.
Okay.
Right. From the American-made crypto list. Okay. The first one is boring because it's Tau, because Tau is never not number one. Okay. You know, institutions want cryptos NVIDIA. So, you know, Tau is either crypto NVIDIA or crypto ChatGPT. It's going to be, you know, I don't know. It's going to be, like, I think I like the NVIDIA. Now, here comes the shocker. So one of the things that the AI agent will be interested in is silly human behavior. This is how I interpret it, right? It's like, you know, AI agents love predictable retail patterns, cultural liquidity, and that means, ready, Pengu, a meme coin.
wasn't on my list.
I know it's not on your list because I pointed your model at the American-made cryptos,
Oh.
right? And I said, what will agents be interested in? What coins?
Mm.
So, AI models never have enough data. So if you think meme coins are stupid, according to the machines will be interested in things where people are acting silly. And of course, there are a lot of Pengu fans out there that will be happy that, maybe at the tail end of this, like the mid-January mania, you could have, like what you say, Bitcoin gets boring and something picks up.
The meme coins will start to pop off.
Right.
Bitcoin
And then
is up, but boring. Yeah.
right. And then the final one is
It's not gonna last
Akash.
very long though.
Right.
Which I love.
Right. Right. That's good. You get it on Coinbase. Okay. It's like AI computer shortage.
Mm-hmm.
So a shortage of GPUs, and Akash fits into that. And like I said, these things have been destroyed in terms of like how cheap the market cap is.
They're on sale. That's how we're going to say it. We're not going to say destroyed.
We're not going to say destroyed.
Because that looks like they're going down. No, they're on sale. Bargains.
Right. And you're a shopper.
Love it. Love shopping.
Okay. Honorable mention.
Tomorrow, Black Friday. That's why we're not going live tomorrow. We're doing it today. Because tomorrow I'm getting my shop on. Friday through Monday. Shop.
All right. Honorable mention.
Yes.
Super gaming already moving 38% today.
Yeah, I've been talking about super for over a year. So
yeah,
it's
I know.
one of the
big
early gaming
big Rich is into it.
Gaming is going to be huge next year.
Right. MTL Metal, that's a payment system. GFI, which is a lender.
That one I've been talking about for 3
Goldfinch.
years. That's a
right.
big
And then ironically, Doodle, which has 500,000 followers.
See, a lot of these are not coins that I've even talked about. I don't even think I've seen Doodle.
No.
Shall we look at it? Can we go to the website?
Yeah, I can go. I think I pulled up the Twitter.
Yeah, I don't like looking at the Twitter. I like the website.
Okay. Right. So this is Metal Pay. Okay. And then we would have to go over here. It like Doodle, like it's like silly.
That's Pudgy Penguins.
It's creative artwork.
Which is down 61%. Oof.
Right. Oh yeah. No, Pengu. All this stuff has been wrecked. Okay. Here's Doodles. I mean, did really well and then didn't. Now,
yeah. Well, we got 2 spikes and a rounding bottom, so that's nice.
Right. But be beautiful. Be everywhere. Built for the new era of creativity. Right. So, what are humans drawing these days? Agents may be interested in this. I know it sounds crazy.
No, I like this. For me, this fits into the gaming and social-fi network, which I think is going to replace meme coins. Right. Because the thing that's exciting about, and you're right, we talk about sentiment engines a lot and sentiment farming in the novel. Right. This is a big thing because that is something that agents will look for. And because the human emotions and thoughts, we're already getting into predictive engines. That's another bucket that's really coming out. A lot of that is based on gambling, which is why it's popular, but all of this stuff for me wraps into this emotional storytelling narrative that when AI takes over all the trading, what are the humans going to do? This is what they're going to do. This kind of it's content, and you have to own it and you have to participate in it, and then it can be farmed, right? And that's what we're going to be doing. So this is very cute. I don't know what it does, but it's cute. Right.
And then you have this thing where in the future you'll get paid for attention.
Yes.
Your attention and what machines can get from what you pay attention to.
Well, like games, they'll be able to data farm from games and from these social-fi
Right. Matt
projects.
Green is loving Pengu. I believe Grandpa Keeter wants to look at Zeus. Okay. This is like an absolute micro cap insane play that Toby was kind of hot on.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it.
Right.
It's been a little over a month.
It's up 33% today.
Nice.
Right.
Oh, I guess it's been a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks ago we started talking about this.
Right. So I mean the chart is
when did it come out? Can you do max?
Up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean it went up, it went to zero like everything else. 250,000 market cap, but when you look at what it does, assuming it's still a real it's real deal, zero knowledge data hub. So privacy and data.
Super important for
300,000 market cap. I mean, obviously you're not putting the rent money in that, but it's like one of the things that, we showed to our members, and, Grandpa Keeter, who is a total OG in the community.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So when you research SocialFi coins, they all start looking similar. How do you delineate which ones are stronger?
At this stage, because they're so new, like I think the older, more established ones are things like around the gaming, right? Like Super has been around for a little bit longer.
Right.
So really you can't with these new projects. You really can't. So, I mean, I invest with my heart and my gut, if I like it, if I like what they're trying to do. There's some I click on a lot of the new projects, and sometimes I'm like, it doesn't look good. There was one that was around AI companions and avatars. We actually talked to one of the developers for that.
Lush.
Yeah, and I think it's a good project, and I think other people will get onto it, but it didn't resonate with me. Right? It could be a great project, but it just doesn't resonate with me. I don't think that's a good thing. Like humankind, especially, lonely guys not having real girlfriends instead going on there. I can't invest in that trend. I mean, I know it could be hugely popular, but I just can't invest in that trend. So that's kind of how you do it. It's the Warren Buffett style. If you like it, if it's something you use, you should probably invest in it. And that's it. So to me, that's how you delineate, because they're all so new and baby. We don't know. We don't know what's going to pop off, right? So what you do is you look at the project, you look at what they're trying to do, and you go, is this something I would do? Is it something I would use? If it has utility for you and you can see a narrative in it, then that's the one. And sometimes there might be multiple projects. You can put a small amount in each and just see what pops off, right? Or you can say, no, this one I absolutely love. Like I got super excited with Intuition when it came out. I'm like, yes, 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 right? Then that's the one that you can maybe do more. I don't know. I mean, how you decide is very personal to you, right? This is how I decide what to do. And that's why I do the flirting. You put a little attention in all of these projects that you think are cute. That's what girls do. Like, you're cute. We'll flirt, see how it goes. That's how I do it. Right? Does that make sense?
On. That makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Do we have a program that can rate your portfolio? No, we do not.
Ooh,
that sounds like that sounds like a really interesting idea. Put the GAN model on that.
Also, I could work on the sentiment engine that I'm working. Might be really interesting to feed your data into it and see what current sentiment is around those coins. So maybe we could come up with something. You could do a GAN one, and I could do the sentiment engine, because the sentiment engine for me is super exciting. So I focus mainly on long-term trends, but building the sentiment engine is fun because it talks about now, this moment in energy, and predicting movements out of that short term, which I'm not it's not always my strong suit because I'm from the future. So looking back,
Right.
I go, oh yeah, that was a nothing burger. But at the time, it feels very relevant when you're living in it, you know?
Right on. So
That makes
somebody
sense?
is asking, um, did they miss something about XRP?
No.
No, not yet. We haven't gotten to XRP. If we want to make any shifts in our portfolio, when do you think the best time it would be to do that?
Well, okay. So shifts for buying or shifts for selling? Because those are two different events for
Okay.
me.
Well, I think he's talking about asset allocation, right? I'll give you my answer.
Okay.
Toby's going to say evaluate projects after they rally, not when they're in the dumps.
Yeah, this is not a good time.
We also have to ask yourself, why did I buy this coin? And is it last cycle's bag? One of the things that Toby's doing with all this AI agent modeling stuff is, we're trying to get in the future.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're in the past, you need to allocate money to the future, not investment advice.
Yeah.
Okay?
So I would look at what you're talking about past.
Right.
I would look at what things did over the summer. Right.
Right.
But how I look at it is really, really different. When it's a down market, I focus on my married list, the coins I'm married to, in putting more into them, right? And then after that, I focus on the flirt list, right? What new projects are coming up and putting small amounts in those. That's what I do, right? As far as allocation, I don't like to move things around. And here's why, especially in my Mary list. First of all, I don't really like moving anything out of that. It's like having a fight with your husband and making him sleep in the other bedroom. You just don't do that. It's not healthy in the long term. Resolve your issues first, right?
Right.
So I don't like moving things out of my Mary list to put into something else, right? Especially when it's low. I'll do that when it's at an all-time high. Then that's my big time for reallocating. Not in lows, it's in highs, because in lows, I don't feel like I have an accurate indicator of the future, except for in these baby caps, right? Because they're popping off when other things are dead. So I'm like, ooh, people are excited about these things. I should pay attention. I should start flirting, right? But if my husband's having a grumpy day, I'm not going to kick him to the curb. So we're not touching the married portfolio. No, we're not until it's a high, right? So when it's on a high, then you can go, okay, let's tweak it now. That's how I do it. That's how I look at it, right?
Okay.
You're different. But as far as allocation, I think, and I'm not the only, I've heard a lot of people say this. A lot of people who are big on Bitcoin are like, your portfolio, this isn't me, this is other people, should be 50% Bitcoin. But I like to, my Mary list, I would combine all of them in the Mary bucket, and it would probably be a bigger allocation, closer to 60 to 70% in all of them, right? With a heavier concentration in Bitcoin. And then you just leave them alone. You don't look at those unless there's a high, right?
All right. And for our XRP fans, do you want to
Let's look
show
at the chart. We haven't looked at it in a while. I'm really sad about it, and I'm trying to understand the psychology between what's going on with XRP. I would guess it went into an ETF
recently?
Yeah, and when we saw Bitcoin go into an ETF, it kind of slogged for a while. So I'm not super surprised, but let's look at it.
Okay. So that's max XRP.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What's 3 months?
Okay. 3 months.
Yeah.
Right. From 3 to
There's
2.
a little bit of a rally. I think it's going to go up. So what I would do, and I think not this last low, but I think we talked about getting some more in the couple weeks ago.
Right. So you want to buy a 2 and you think it's going to 3 was the last thing I heard
Yeah.
you say about
Yeah.
XRP.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's around 2.
Okay.
It
So,
was below 2.
3 is our upside target. Do you want to pull a card on it since we're doing a free show? We can, we've been talking about our artificial intelligence models.
As long as nobody calls me a witch.
Right. Well, that
I got rid of the warts in the cauldron. We had that talk around.
Right.
Halloween.
Somebody gave us a hard time. But Toby has.
I just like the pretty pictures.
Toby has mystical stuff. So we combine everything for infotainment, Wall Street, clairvoyance, AI. Here comes the AI. The XRP.
So balance. Yeah. So this shows the wobble, right? It's going back and forth, and you're going to have to wait. I do think 2 or under 2 is a great point to come back in. Again, it's lower than it's ever been before. It is going to come back, so it's not a bad time. It's not in my Mary portfolio, but it is in my dating portfolio. Okay.
All right. So you're going to have to put up with more boredom, but you got to remember favorable tax treatment for ISO 20022 coins, XRP, Cardano, XDC, Stellar, Hedera, and Algorand.
Those are all in my date portfolio.
You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff's going to come back, particularly if they buy the dip. If they buy the dip today, right? And then
we can look at all of those coins if you want.
Santier said witches are the best. Okay. Livit says BlackRock is accumulating XRP for their future plans.
Yeah. It is. It's a good, but we could compare XRP, Cardano, Hedera, and what was the other one you just mentioned?
XRP, Cardano, Algorand, and Hedera.
Yeah, and Algorand. Yeah, we could compare them if you want. We could do cards. You look at the charts.
Oh, do you want to look at the charts? You want to do cards?
Both.
Okay.
These are just for the pictures.
Okay.
So it's XRP, Cardano, Hedera, and Algorand. XRP, Cardano, Hedera, Algorand. Let's see which one. Oh, see, there's the long term, right? Oh, God, these are all long term.
Algorand.
No, this is Algorand.
Okay, so the winner by a long shot
XRP,
is right.
Cardano, Hedera, Algorand.
Right, Hedera.
Hedera looks like a first mover.
Right,
but they're all waiting. They all have a great long-term future potential. They all got.
Oh! Somebody said, don't forget QNT.
You know how much I love that. That's one of my favorite.
That's a fave.
That's a favorite right now. I've been excited about that for a week.
Wrong Again says Uni is a part of the backbone of ETH.
Yes.
And Arrow has the most upside of any coin right now. You want to do Uni? This is a crypto showdown. Okay. You want to do Uni versus Arrow?
And Quant.
Right?
Uni.
Arrow, Quant.
Let's do it. Let's see what pretty pictures come up.
Okay.
That's my witch's laugh.
That's the witch voice?
Sounds like a chipmunk, right? Doesn't it?
That's new for the free show, folks.
Chipmunk witch.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm on my 3rd cup of coffee. Weird stuff happened.
Somebody help me.
Okay, what was the order again?
It was wait. It was Uni, Arrow, and Quant.
Okay. Uni, Arrow, Quant. Chipmunk witch. Arrow. Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
You may still have to wait. I have my own little way of looking at these things.
Yeah, you do good interpretation.
And is it Jeremy says, don't sleep on Stellar. Okay. That is.
Let's look at the Stellar chart.
Okay.
because I haven't looked at that chart in a while, and it has been a flirt coin about 6 months ago. So let's look at it again.
Okay, Toby does all her TA on CoinGecko with line charts, which would be the opposite.
The other one has the ones you use just have too much going on in them.
Okay, so there's 3 months in Stellar. Looks like XRP.
Okay, pull it out.
Okay, there's
Pull
1
it out,
year.
Max. Yeah, we're on the third spike.
You know, it's a giant square range.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. And it's at a low. Look at the last two, 1, 2, 3 lows. They're all at the same price, and then it goes back up. So I like it. I like it. It's a good one.
Digging it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We want to extend our gratitude to all of our members and everyone who tuned in today.
Thank
Especially if you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
please.
Because if you got no money, don't worry. We can be here for you anyway. Memberships, members get roadmaps, coin picks, large caps, small caps,
Baby caps.
right? And baby caps, as well as sci-fi model. And we have a William Gann model that helps narrow it down for you. So we have big picture and we have a laser focus.
And soon we'll have the sentiment forecasting and the portfolio rating. You're going to work on that.
Is that my job?
Well, I can help you with it.
Yeah, well, apparently it is. All right. So,
so 2 new projects that we'll try to launch in the next couple months.
All right.
Should we do that?
Yeah, sounds
I'm
good.
already working on the sentiment engine. It's more challenging than I imagined.
All right. Well, all right, boss. I'll get on it. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you soon.
Bye.